Picture a Monday morning in a small barangay along the coast of Zamboanga del Sur. The sun is just coming up over the water. The air smells like salt and wood smoke. Beneath the village, right beneath the floorboards, the sea is calm, almost glassy. The houses here sit on wooden stilts above the water. They always have. Generation after generation, families have built their homes this way, close to the sea, because the sea is their livelihood. On this particular Monday morning, the children were getting dressed. It was the first day of school. Mothers were combing hair, fathers were tying shoelaces. Fishermen down on the shoreline were loading their boats, preparing for the day's work, the way they do every morning. Then, a deep, low rumble, not from the sky, from the ground, from far, far beneath the sea, and within minutes, the water moved. Not the way it normally moves. It pulled back. Then it came forward. 6 houses on stilts were destroyed or badly damaged by what came next. That morning was Monday, June 8, 2026. And what happened off the southern coast of Mindanao that day sent warnings all the way to Japan. Before we go any further, let me ask you something directly. If a tsunami warning appeared on your phone right now, would you know what to do? By the end of this video, you will. At exactly 7:37 in the morning on June 8, 2026, the earth moved beneath the sea off the coast of Sarangani in southern Mindanao. The earthquake measured 7.8 in magnitude. Now, for those of you who have lived through Philippine earthquakes before, you know what a 6.0 feels like. Windows rattle, furniture slides, your heart jumps. A 7.8 is not just a little bigger than that. Each full number on the earthquake scale is roughly 31 times stronger than the one before it. A 7.8 is a very large, very dangerous earthquake. The kind that collapses buildings, triggers landslides, and, when the epicenter is beneath the sea, can displace enormous amounts of water. That is exactly what happened. Within minutes of the quake, sirens were going off in coastal communities. Government alert systems activated. The Pacific Tsunami Warning Center, which we will talk about more in a moment, immediately issued warnings across the region. People who felt the shaking near the coast did not wait. They ran. Some on foot, some on motorcycles, some grabbed their children. Some grabbed nothing. The tsunami wave that struck the Philippine coast measured about 1 meter, roughly 3 feet high. Now, some of you watching this may think, 1 meter does not sound that frightening. But let me explain what 1 meter of fast-moving seawater can do to a house built on wooden stilts above the water. It can knock it loose from its supports. It can flood it completely. Combined with the taller-than-normal seas that followed the quake, the destruction was real, and it was immediate. The village that bore the most direct impact was a coastal barangay in Zamboanga del Sur. 6 houses, shanties built on stilts over the water, the way so many fishing families in that area live, were destroyed or heavily damaged. Imagine building your home over the years, piece by piece. A wall here, a roof there, a little more each season when there is extra money. That is how many of these homes are built. Not in 1 year, sometimes over a lifetime. And in a matter of minutes, the water took them. The families who lived there had already run. They felt the shaking, and they moved. That saved lives. But when the water pulled back, some of those homes were simply gone, or leaning, or filled with mud and debris. For those of you watching who have family in Zamboanga del Sur, in the coastal communities, in the barangays near the water, I want you to understand that the people there are resilient. They have been through storms before. But this kind of sudden loss is different. A typhoon gives you a few days of warning. This came in minutes. Beyond that one barangay, other parts of the southern Mindanao coast also experienced flooding and abnormally high waves. The coastline along Sarangani Bay was affected. The seafront area near General Santos City felt the surge as well. The entire southern coast of Mindanao was on high alert. And the damage from the earthquake itself, separate from the tsunami, was severe. 13 people died in a landslide in Glan Sarangani. By the time all the reports came in, the total death toll across Mindanao had climbed to more than 47 people. Over 200 people were injured. More than 12,600 homes across Mindanao were destroyed or damaged. And here is one detail that I think many of you will feel deeply. That Monday, June 8th, was the very first day of the Philippine school year. More than 3.2 million students and 128,000 teachers were directly affected by this disaster. Some never made it to class. Some schools became evacuation centers. Some children spent that first day of school not in a classroom, but running from the sea. President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. ordered school closures immediately. He said directly, "The safety of our children comes first." He activated the Office of Civil Defense and the NDRRMC, the National Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Council, right away. Now let us talk about something that many news reports did not fully explain. This was not just a Philippine emergency. Within minutes of that 7.8 earthquake beneath the Sarangani coast, the Pacific Tsunami Warning Center had issued alerts across the entire region. 6 nations were warned. Let me go through each one. The Philippines was, of course, the primary warning zone. PHIVOLCS, the Philippine Institute of Volcanology and Seismology, and the PTWC both issued their alerts almost immediately. The full tsunami warning covered the southern Philippine coastline. Philippine officials lifted that warning officially by mid-afternoon of June 8th, roughly 5 to 6 hours after the quake. But during those hours, coastal communities were told to stay away from the water and to remain in evacuation areas. Indonesia received a tsunami warning as well. The coasts most at risk were the islands of Sulawesi and Maluku, the areas geographically closest to the Sarangani epicenter. Smaller waves were actually measured along the North Sulawesi coast. Evacuations were carried out in those coastal areas. Eventually, the warning for Indonesia was cancelled after authorities confirmed there was no major wave threat. But the warning was real, and the response was real. Palau also received an alert. For viewers who may not be familiar, Palau is a small island nation in the western Pacific Ocean, northeast of the Philippines. It is a beautiful archipelago of over 500 islands. Palau sits along one of the Pacific's most active earthquake zones. Smaller waves were measured at Palauan shores. The warning was eventually lifted without significant damage. Japan. And this is the part I want you to pay close attention to. Japan issued a tsunami advisory for its southern coast and outlying islands. Specifically, this covered the Okinawa area and the Ryukyu island chain. And that advisory in Japan lasted the longest of any country on this list. Why does Japan take even a small advisory so seriously? Because of what happened on March 11, 2011. The Tohoku earthquake and tsunami killed nearly 20,000 people. Japan rebuilt its entire warning system after that disaster. Today, when a tsunami advisory goes out in Japan, even for small waves, residents near river mouths and coastal areas are told to stay away. No exceptions, no arguments. Japanese authorities kept their advisory in place until they were completely certain the threat had passed. That is not an overreaction. That is wisdom. Malaysia also received a tsunami warning. The coasts of northern Borneo, including the Sabah region, were placed on alert. Sabah, as many of you know, is geographically quite close to Mindanao. The warning was eventually lifted without major wave impact being reported. Papua New Guinea rounded out the list of warned nations. Papua New Guinea's northern coastline, which faces some of the most active underwater geology in the world, received the advisory. It too was lifted without significant impact. 6 nations, warned within minutes. That is the reach of a major undersea earthquake in our part of the world. The Pacific is not a wall. It is a highway. Energy from the seafloor travels across it faster than a commercial airplane. The Pacific Tsunami Warning Center declared the tsunami threat largely over about 5 hours after the quake. But during those 5 hours, millions of people across 6 countries were watching, waiting, and in some cases, evacuating. Let us take a moment to understand how the system that warned all these countries actually works. Because this is something your family members should know, especially those living near the coast. The Pacific Tsunami Warning Center is based in Honolulu, Hawaii. It monitors seismic activity, meaning earthquake activity, across the entire Pacific region, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The moment a significant undersea earthquake is detected, scientists there begin calculating whether it is likely to have displaced enough of the seafloor to generate a tsunami. They look at the magnitude, the depth of the quake, the location, and data from a network of ocean buoys that can actually detect changes in sea level height as a wave passes beneath them. When they have enough information, they issue one of 3 kinds of alert. The first is a tsunami warning. This is the most serious. It means dangerous waves are expected. Evacuate the coast immediately. Do not wait. Do not watch. Leave now. The second is a tsunami advisory. This means waves are possible and could be hazardous near the shore, especially in harbors and along river mouths. Stay away from the coast and lower areas. You may not need to evacuate far inland, but you need to move away from the water. The third is a Tsunami Watch. This means an earthquake has occurred and a tsunami is possible. Stay alert, be ready to move. Monitor official channels. A watch can be upgraded to a warning if new data confirms a wave is forming. Many Filipinos do not know the difference between these three levels, and that difference matters. A warning means go now. An advisory means stay alert and keep distance. A watch means be ready. Share this with your family. It could save a life someday. PHIVOLCS in the Philippines coordinates directly with the PTWC. When the PTWC issues a regional warning, PHIVOLCS issues the local alert. And that goes to LGUs, to radio, to the emergency broadcast system, and increasingly to mobile phones through government alert systems. You might be wondering, why are Filipino coastal villages so vulnerable to this kind of damage? It is a fair question, and it deserves an honest answer. There are three main reasons. The first is how communities are built. Many Filipino fishing villages, especially in Mindanao, Zamboanga, and the Visayas, are constructed directly on the water. Houses on stilts, built over the sea or over tidal areas. These homes sit at sea level or just above it. There is no buffer zone, no mangrove forest, no raised embankment, no breakwater between the home and the open water. When a wave comes in, even a 1-meter wave, there is nothing to slow it down. The wave hits the structure directly. This is not a criticism of the people who built these homes. It is simply geography and economics. The sea is their workplace. Living beside it, sometimes on top of it, makes sense for a fishing family. The second reason is early warning reach. The PTWC and PHIVOLCS can issue a warning within minutes of an earthquake. But in remote coastal barangays, that warning does not always arrive in time. Not everyone has a smartphone. Not every barangay has sirens. In some communities, people still rely on word of mouth, or on a neighbor shouting, or on the church bell ringing in an unusual pattern. The warning system is good, but the last kilometer, getting that warning to the people who need it most, is still a challenge. The third reason is geography. The Mindanao coastline faces the Celebes Sea and the Moro Gulf. Both of these are deep water bodies. Deep water allows tsunami waves to travel faster and with more energy. By the time those waves reach the shallow coastal shelf near shore, they compress and rise. Even a wave that was only a few centimeters high in open water can grow significantly as it approaches a shallow curved bay. Sarangani Bay, in particular, is shaped in a way that can funnel wave energy toward shore. Understanding these three factors is not meant to frighten you. It is meant to help you help your family. Let us now talk about what you and your family should actually do if this happens again. And let me be honest with you, it will happen again. The Philippines sits on one of the most seismically active regions on Earth. We have felt this before, and we will feel it again. So let us be ready. The first rule is the most important. If you are near the coast and you feel a strong, long earthquake, do not wait for a warning. Move inland or to higher ground immediately. Do not wait for a siren. Do not wait for a phone alert. The earthquake itself is your warning. Move. The second rule. If you see the sea pulling back unusually fast, if the water recedes quickly and the seafloor suddenly appears where water should be, run. Do not stand and watch. Do not take a photograph. That pulled back water is collecting itself. It will come back, and it will come back fast. Third, do not go back for your belongings. Not your phone, not your money, not your important documents. Nothing inside a house is worth your life. Leave everything and go. Fourth, move to at least 30 meters above sea level, or at least 2 kilometers inland. If you cannot run, if you are elderly, if you are caring for someone who cannot move fast, go to the highest floor of the strongest concrete building you can reach. The upper floors of a solid concrete structure can save your life. Fifth, follow PHIVOLCS and the NDRRMC on Facebook. In the Philippines today, these agencies post alerts very quickly on social media. Their pages are free to follow. Make sure your family members who live near the coast are following them. And sixth, remember the 5-hour window from this event. The tsunami threat from the June 8th earthquake was declared largely over about 5 hours after it struck. That is 5 hours, not 20 minutes, not 1 hour. When a tsunami warning is issued, you do not return to the coast until an official all-clear has been given. Not because you think the worst has passed, but because authorities with instruments and data have confirmed it. Before I close, I want to say something directly to those of you who may have family in Zamboanga del Sur, in Sarangani, In any coastal community in southern Mindanao, the families who lost their homes in that barangay on June 8th, they did not just lose wood and nails and tin roofing. They lost the place where children were born, where grandparents spent their last years, where the family ate dinner together every evening with the sound of the water beneath the floor. That kind of loss is not measured in pesos. It is not measured in square meters. We do not need to dramatize it. The people of Mindanao are strong. They have always been strong. They will rebuild the way they have always rebuilt. But let us not forget them as the news cycle moves on. If you have family living near the coast, in Mindanao, in Zamboanga, in Samar, in Leyte, in any Philippine coastline, please share this video with them. Not to frighten them, but because the information in this video is the kind that, on the right morning, can mean the difference between running in time and not running at all. Knowledge is not fear. Knowledge is preparation, and preparation is how we take care of the people we love. If this video was helpful to you, please subscribe to Blue Water Strategy. We cover events like this because your family deserves to be informed, clearly, honestly, and without sensationalism. And I want to hear from you. Leave a comment below. Tell me, where does your family live in the Philippines? Which province, which coastline? Let us know. Because when the next warning comes, and it will come, we want to make sure everyone who needs this information has already seen it. Salamat po. Take care of yourselves and take care of your families.